Hello, I've got another question here that says how brain chemistry differentiates between the two extremes, if at all, and other physiological, biological, psychological inferences that can be made or can be deduced from my teachings, both from a school point of view but also from my personal experience. So what I'm going to do to answer this question is I'm going to send you the links to the other answers that I've already done, which includes if introversion, extroversion is nature or nurture, because in that video I speak about the interesting findings in the brain. In short, that introverted individuals tend to use their cortex more, whereas extroverted individuals tend to use their auditory and visual aspects of their brain more, which would make sense with the definition of introversion and extroversion, which is introversion is quite a deep thought, inwardly focused energy, whereas extroversion enjoys stimulation from external, the senses, visual and auditory. So that doesn't necessarily mean that there's chemical differences in the brain, but there has been a correlation found between the parts of the brain that are used, not necessarily causation, because one can't be sure if one was born with the preference for introversion, the brain developed that way, or if because the brain was that way, one developed the preference for introversion, extroversion. That's not known, that's not certain yet as far as I've come across. But important to recognize that it does influence from a biological level. Psychological, there are many implications, particularly in terms of how one experiences the world and how one spends a lifetime integrating one's introverted and extroverted aspects of oneself. But I'm going to send you all the videos that I've done so far, because they start to answer all of the different parts of your question. And the purpose of me making these videos is that I'm experimenting with how well I communicate the information, what the gaps are, what's fuzzy, what's clear, am I well understood. And in answering your question, I appreciate to understand how useful that was. So I recognize that for your question, I'm basically telling you to watch all my other videos, because yours is a combination of things that I've already answered. But if if I haven't covered something based on your question that you'd like me to go and find, I'd be very pleased to do that. I'm quite dedicated to my mission on providing high quality information to introverted individuals to help them communicate better, to communicate eloquently, to feel comfortable with who they are, to feel confident, to tease apart the difference between being shy and being an introvert. They're not the same thing. It's a mission that I'm on, and I'm very happy to help with that. But in short, physiological, absolutely. Introverted individuals are very sensitive to information because they are all about being quite internal. Therefore, external information is very intense, whereas extroverted individuals are all about taking in as much information. Therefore, they're less sensitive to it. They need it in order to be recharged. Biological, we spoke about the brain, and then psychological, there's a huge model that I'm curious for you to have a look at what I've covered in my other videos. So chat soon, bye.